That's me at the beginning of 2020, and that's me less than 6 months later. There's one thing that most people neglect that makes 80% the difference in whenever you build effective muscle or not. 2017, as I turned 18, I signed up for a gym and trained constantly for 2 years, but I have not seen any results. I was fit and I was athletic, but I was not jacked. Then in 2020, during the lockdown, I couldn't go to the gym anymore, so I changed my approach. And this is where I realized what I did wrong all along. What I did differently, how I trained from home without any equipment, and what I had eaten, I tell you in this video. One evening, by coincidence, I found a video about water fasting. I never heard of water fasting before, but I found it interesting. Water fasting is when you don't eat for several days, but drink water all the time. It's not like in the Islam where you can eat in the evening again, but in water fasting you eat for several days nothing, but you can drink every day the whole day as much water as you want. Water fasting is not to lose weight. Water fasting is to change your diet. When we eat garbage, all the toxins are stored in our fat cells, where they remain for several years. Sugar, alcohol, tobacco, gluten and much more. Through water fasting, we flush our entire body once and reset it, simply described. After water fasting, for 5 days you have no craving anymore for junk food or other junk. Instead, you develop a new, higher consciousness for your clean body and a gratitude for the food you eat. This is me after doing 5 days of water fasting. I didn't do any sport at that time, and that's why I thought it's a great idea to start a new workout and a new diet. Now that I was home all day long, I had for the first time the time to cook and to eat properly. I weighed at the time somewhere between 60 kg and my goal was to get over 75 kg. This is me after about 1 month. This is me after about 2 months. And this is me after about 4 months. The funny thing is that I did less sport in that time than in the years before. Less sport, but more results? How does that work? What did I do differently, and what is the reason why so many people struggle to gain muscle effectively? In the following I will highlight with 2 stories the 2 things that were crucial how I was able to build muscle so quickly and so effectively. The first story is from 2017 when I was still in high school. Me and my gym friends were in sports class and our sport teacher explained to us that we don't need to go to the gym to build effective muscle because all we need we already have at home. We of course didn't believe that and rather made fun of it because as everyone knows, you build the most muscle by lifting the heaviest weights, preferably only training biceps and chest and neglecting the legs because you don't train legs because you don't see them in the club. That's exactly what most people do. Do you believe me? Don't you believe me? Go to any gym and watch the people and you will see that many people do exactly this mistake. They train a lot but not effectively. So what is the most effective way to build muscle fast? When we train, we want the highest muscle hypertrophy as possible. To achieve this, we need to destroy the muscle. And here begins the first crucial thing that most people do not understand. How do muscle grow in the first place? How do muscle grow? Do you know? The muscle does not grow when we're in the gym working out. No. This is where the muscle is destroyed. The muscle grows in the following days in the recovery phase, which lasts no longer than 72 hours. Yes, you heard me right, 72 hours. That's 3 days. This is important to understand when it comes to your workout plan that I will go later on what are the most effective exercises that you can do from home or outdoors. Most people train arms and biceps one day and chest the next day and don't understand that both exercises use similar muscle groups. This means that the person thinks that the muscle have enough time to regenerate, but in reality he is using the same muscle groups all the time and not giving them the time to regenerate. In addition, many people put more emphasis on high weights instead of a precise and clean execution, which is much more important than more weights. Because with a precise and clean execution, the right muscle groups are effectively exercised. This is the first crucial step to build muscle fast. Focus on the recovery phase. The second story is also from 2017. Yes, all the stories are from 2017 because this was the time as I started to go to the gym and to work out on a consistent base. One day I was in the gym alone without my gym bros and I trained chest. Then a man came up to me and he gave me some tips for better execution for the chest exercise. This man was a regular and a bodybuilder. We talked a bit and he explained to me the importance of nutrition and that 80% is diet and 20% is exercise. I, back then in ignorance, didn't believe it and again rather made fun of it. I never counted my calories and ate by feeling without understanding what I was actually eating. And this is what I changed 2020. This is the main insight how to build muscle fast. Nutrition. My sports doctor once explained this to me in detail. Think of muscle building as building a house. To build a house you need the labor, but you also need the building blocks. To build a house we use stones. To build muscle we use proteins. Proteins are the building blocks in our body that create new cells. Protein is what makes up everything in our body. You can't build a house without building blocks and you can't build muscle without enough nutrition. Let's say you go to the gym. You have the maximum muscle hypertrophy, you have effectively destroyed your muscle. And now your muscle wants to regenerate and grow. But to do that, it needs nutrition and proteins. If the muscle does not have the nutritions, it cannot grow, just as you cannot build a house with not enough stones. It's not just about consuming enough calories, it's also about consuming the right calories. Enough proteins, the right fats, omega-3 and long-chain carbs. If you eat chocolate, cake, a kebab and McDonald's, then you have enough calories in a day, but not the right calories. You get fatter, but not bigger. This is why it's 20% exercise and 80% nutrition. This is the Pareto principle, 80-20. 20% of the work produces 80% of the results. You do 3 to 4 times a week a short 45-minute HIIT workout. That's enough to reach a maximum muscle hypertrophy and strain your muscle. The rest of the time you focus on the right nutrients and so that your body has enough nutrition to regenerate and grow. So what is it that you should train? As I mentioned, the most effective training is a HIIT workout. At the time I was training 4 times a week, 2 times upper body and 2 times lower body. This way you don't work the same muscle groups and the trained muscles have 48 to 72 hours to regenerate and grow. In the upper body workout I have these exercises. Regular push-ups, push-ups with elevation, negative push-ups, diamond push-ups, pike push-ups, also called military frog push-ups. It's a variation of pike push-ups that you do in the military, Arnold prison curls, and back towel Superman exercise. I don't know exactly what the exercise is called, but it involves tightening a towel and pulling it towards you to train your back. If you do all these exercises properly, you will train all the muscle groups in your upper body. Biceps, triceps, back, chest, shoulders and abdominal body core. And in the lower body workout I have these exercises. Bulgarian split squats, left foot and the right foot. Regular squats. Leg stretch from left to right. I don't know how it's called, but you put your weight on one foot and then on the other and focus on the stretch. Similar to the Bulgarian split squat, you're pushing from one foot. Glute bridge workout with both feet. Glute bridge workout with the left and then with the right foot. Body weight calf rise and wall plank. If you do all these exercises properly, you will train all the muscle groups in your lower body. Your gluteus maximus, your calves and your ass. Now let's go to the more important stuff. What to eat to grow muscle fast. This is the 80% that you spend most of your time on. In order for the muscle to regenerate as quickly as possible, we want proteins, unsaturated fatty acids, omega-3 and long-chain carbs. Here's a list of ingredients that contain a lot of proteins and other good nutrients, as well as the supplements that I used at the time. First, let's take a closer look at these ingredients and calculate exactly how much you need to eat. On this side you see a recommended amount for a meal and the nutrients it contains. Rice is a great source of good carbs and calories, but it fills you up very quickly, so I wouldn't recommend too much of it. Tuna is one of the best sources of protein. It is often cheap and you can make a lot with it. Soup, in the pan, raw, sushi and much more. Salmon is a very good source of good fats and omega-3. If you can afford it, it is highly recommended. Almonds are a very good snack for on the go. You can buy a 200 gram pack and divide it by 4. Then you have a 50 gram snack for 4 days, which you can eat throughout the day. The same for walnuts. Nuts in general are very healthy, but for me almonds and walnuts are the best. Oat flakes are also very good and cheap. You can use them for shakes or smoothies. Avocado is something a little more expensive, but a very good alternative for butter. Coconut milk is a very good alternative to regular milk. I often use it for shakes and smoothies. Peanut butter with at least 90% peanut is also a very good source of protein and a good alternative to butter. Chia seeds are also very good for shakes or smoothies. So how much do we have to eat? We remember I weighed 60 kg and my goal was to reach 75 kg. An average person needs 2500 calories a day. If you want to gain weight, then you need to eat more than 2500 calories per day. And if you want to lose weight, then you need to eat less than 2500 calories per day. It's that simple. Everything above that other coaches and experts calculate and exaggerate is maybe suited for bodybuilders, but not for the average person. I'm 175 tall and have divided the distribution as follows. 50% are carbs, 20% protein and 30% fats. You can also use 30% protein and 40% carbs. This is only a rough guide. It's much more important to stay consistent and to fill the calories every day. To count my calories, I used an app called MyFitnessPal. Because it's so hard for me to eat anything at all, I started first with 2500 calories and then increased 100 calories every week until I reached 3500 calories. As an example, if you eat 3000 calories a day with the distribution of 50, 20, 30, then you would have to eat about 150 grams of protein, 375 grams of carbs and 100 grams of fats every day. Some people would argue how much gram you actually need to eat, but it's all garbage. The most important thing is to stay consistent. Consistency is way more important. It's the most important thing, to stay consistent on your journey. It doesn't matter if you need to eat 100 grams of proteins or 120 grams of proteins. The most important thing is to stay consistent. There are so many days where I'm on the road and eat nothing. On those days my biggest problem is to eat anything at all and not calculating every gram like a bodybuilder mathematician. Use the information that I have given you as guidance, not as universal facts. Use it as a guidance for your own individual plan of workout plan and diet plan. Some people are 190 tall and need 5000 to 6000 calories a day. Calculate it for yourself with the app by entering your height and target weight. Train short but intensely and focus the rest of your time on what you eat. Getting the right nutrition on a constant base is the most important thing to build muscle fast. Use tasty recipes, shakes, smoothies, snacks and divide your food throughout the day. Trust me, eating 3000 calories in one evening is a torture. Your body can't absorb that much protein in one sitting anyway. That's it. That's the secret how I built muscle so quickly. I did intensive HIIT training for 45 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week for 6 months as 2 split, with more focus on clean execution than heavy weights. Once only the upper body and once only the lower body. And the rest, 80% of the day, are focused on recovery and nutrition. Focus on food with lots of nutrients, especially protein, omega-3, good fats and long-chain carbs. And that's the secret. There are no mathematical calculations, no magic powders, there's nothing with the right genetics, it's simply maximum muscle hypertrophy through intense training, 72 hours for recovery and 80% focus on nutrition. That's it. Anyone who tells you otherwise just trying to sell you some course or try to talk you down due to their own complexes. We are not talking about bodybuilding as a competition here, we are talking about an average person who is good looking, fit and athletic. Implement just half of the things I just showed you in this video and I promise you will see in the next 2 months more results than most people in 2 years. My name is Saint Simon and I hope you enjoyed this video. This video is to inform and to inspire you of what is possible in already 3 to 4 months. To be honest, I tell you, after about 1 month I was already surprised how many results I have achieved, and after 3 months I already achieved more than expected, so that I have reached my goal already after 4 months, then 6 months. I have achieved it and so can you, because always remember, if you can believe it, you can achieve it.